So we went across the road to where they had, I don't know what you would call that.
It's called like Octagon Springs Park or something like that.
Yeah.
Right across the railroad tracks.
And it has a walkway.
There's a walkway to where that soda water is coming up from. So
you can go and fill up a container and drink it. So that's what we did.
You can do that.
And I don't know if it was like the day or what, but that...
Or time of the month.
Yeah, that soda water tasted like very metallic-y, I'll say.
It was very metallic-y.
Ray tried to put, he has the Mio squirt bottles for flavor, so he tried...
It's lemonade flavor, which made it worse.
Yeah, I don't think he finished that.
It's not, I did finish.
Ew.
I was thirsty. It was the middle of the night, and I'm like, this is all I got.
That's not true.
We were low on water. I didn't want to bust into the water stores.
Uh-huh. Yeah, from there, we backtracked to Lava Hot Springs, which was like a 30-minute drive. And that was really nice. It was Saturday night, and that shit was packed.
It was popping.
There was, like, we barely got a parking spot. I had to circle the parking twice, and luckily someone was leaving, so we were able to get that spot. But yeah, it's a hot spring. I think the entry on the weekends was like $12 a person. And
weekdays it's $8.
Yeah, on the weekdays it's $8. And they had about 4 different hot spring pool areas you could be in that ranged from different temperatures. I think the lowest they had was maybe like 102.
102. There's 102 to 112.
Yeah, they had a range, so different pools. There was one solo pool that was 112 degrees. Then they had one that ranged from like 106 to 110, depending on where you were in the pool. And then they had other ones that were lower. So we first went into the 106 to 110 range. It was crazy because there was a bunch of kids there, and I guess
frolicking in this steaming water, having the time of their lives.
They had
and
goggles.
The adults are dying on the sides of the pool, and these kids are cannonballing and having the time. Literally, they're having a blast.
I just couldn't believe the one kid, he had goggles on, and he's just like diving, like swimming in it like it's a regular pool. And it was so crazy because, yeah, there was kids cannonballing off the side, which the pool's not deep at all. I was on my knees, and the water was still low. And, yeah, I don't know where their parents were, but their
parents were too hot to do anything, probably.
Yeah. So we stayed in there for a little bit. We went into the 112 degrees one. What'd you think of that one?
It felt good. Especially, like, I wasn't feeling that great. So I'm like, all right, maybe this heat will help cook whatever is inside of me. And I felt really good after. You know when you get into a sauna or you get into a hot tub and it makes your heart pound a little bit? That happened to me. Overall, I thought it felt really good.
So nice. I missed the water.
Felt really great. So the water was low, so we duck walked through the water. And there'd be pockets where it was way hotter than the rest of the pool. So we're like moseying our way through the pool, and all of a sudden it starts really like hurting. It started hurting.
It felt good though.
But it was good.
Yeah.
It hurt so good.
Yeah, it definitely, they said that the waters are known to be like healing. I just felt so good after. Like my skin felt so smooth. I just felt so pure, I don't know.
And then when you get out, you're all exhausted and you're relaxed. Yeah, it was a good feeling.
Yeah, so that was our Saturday night, which was cool. Then from there, we drove to Pocatello for the evening. That was like another 30-minute drive. I think there's like a college around that area. So we stayed at a hotel parking lot that night. And then the next morning, we drove out to Shoshone Falls. There's waterfalls in Idaho. Honestly, I don't know if we've said this already, but we've been telling everybody, Idaho is a hidden gem. Like, initially, it was not on our, like, trajectory. It was not on our radar. It wasn't in the plans. I think we were going to skip over Idaho, and I had a friend tell me that we should look into it, and so we did. But yeah, so it worked out nice. Oh, Shoshone Falls. So yeah, a lot of beautiful stuff in Idaho. We've been having a really great time with everything that we've stumbled upon being here. But Sunday we started our day at Shoshone Falls, and that was a nice area. It was really pretty. We saw a goat.
Oh yeah, huge mountain goat.
Oh my gosh, just perched up on a rock. I don't even know how he was there. I don't know how he was gonna get down, but he looked like he owned that shit.
Yeah.
It was his rock. But that was really cool. And then the falls itself were beautiful.
Yeah.
They call it the Niagara of the West. I've been to Niagara Falls. I guess that's the closest thing you've got out here. I guess it makes sense, but it definitely didn't compare to Niagara Falls. But it was gorgeous. What did you think?
Yeah, the entire park was really nice. You go in, and then it splits. One way is a lake. I forgot the name of the lake. The other way is the falls.
Dierks Lake or something?
Yeah, Dierks Lake. The other way is the falls. We went to the fall way, and you go in, and it's like a park from a movie. All the grass is completely green. It's that nice grass that's thin and fluffy, manicured grass. There's families there eating, having picnics. It was just a very nice area. The waterfall itself, I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty big from where we were. I couldn't tell you how big it was off the top of my head, but it was very nice. I haven't seen a lot of waterfalls in my life, but that was one of the top ones.
Oh, nice. Then from there, we went to Craters of the Moon, and that was another, what was it?
It was a national monument.
National monument. And that was really cool. It's not a national park, but they still took our America the Beautiful pass, so that was cool. I think entry otherwise was like $20. But Craters of the Moon, it definitely felt like we were on a different planet. Just the whole scenery was more dark. The rocks felt different. Even just walking on it, it felt different.
So it's all like volcanic rock. So a volcano exploded there thousands of years ago in Idaho, and the whole area is black from volcanic rock. The bigger chunks of rock have a bunch of air pockets in them, and it makes it so if you brush against one of the rocks, it's like a cheese grater on your skin. It's all black. There's caves. There's a cave system out there. There's bats that live in the cave. There are these mountains that used to be volcanoes, and you can peek into the holes that were left there. They're not active or anything, but yeah, Craters of the Moon, it was awesome.
The layout of the park itself, it was really nice. It took you in one big loop. The driving part of it was a one-way, so you had to go through it, but it was your choice as to where you stopped off and pulled off and like what you did and stuff. And there was this one hill that we decided to check out. I don't even know how to describe it, like
the big tall one?
Yeah, that was all black.
It was a huge hill that it would tease you. So you'd get up and you're like, oh, okay, I only have this much left. And you get up to that point and it's, oh shit, I got a whole another 30-degree incline to climb up. And then you get to the top. And how would you describe the top?
It was cool. It was like flat.
Yeah.
There was a random tree up there.
Yeah.
You got to get a 360 of the area, which I thought was really nice. I like that part. The weather started being crazy. It was like such a perfect day to go to the park. Like it felt like
beautiful that day.
Like it was like gloomy in some parts. Huh?
Yeah. Like it matched the
yeah, the vibe, the aesthetic. It was we were on the freaking moon, and out of nowhere this was on our when we were going up the hill, it started to rain a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh no, should have brought a sweater, but we're already halfway up, got to keep going. The rain chilled out a little bit once we got to the top, and then we started making our way back down, and we were almost to the bottom. And out of nowhere, just like this huge gust of wind came. I just remembered there was a guy behind us who lost his hat. Like, I remember hearing the hat and it flew past us.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no. And I thought about going to grab it, and then it just started like pouring rain.
You know in The Wizard of Oz when the house gets taken? It felt like that.
Like the wind was just like pushing us. So then we tried to make it to the van.
We scrambled to the van. And
I opened my door and it just flew open. And I was like, oh no.
I get to my side, which is shielded from the wind. And I get into the van fine. You know, I'm a little wet, whatever. I see Jackie get into the van. The door is wide open. Shit's getting wet. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, why can't you close the door? I didn't realize that the wind was that bad.
I'm like trying to pull the door closed.
She is tugging on that thing with all her might. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just close the door. Oh, man. And then I hopped over to her seat and I was like, I tried to help her.
Yeah.
We ended up getting it.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. The whole van was wet on my side. It was crazy. And then it just stopped.
Stopped as soon as we closed the door to the van.
So that was crazy. That was right before we did another trail walk, and then we ended it. Like the last pull off that you can do out there is where the caves are. I really enjoyed going down there. We didn't have the proper gear. Like, you definitely need like a strong flashlight.
Yeah.
Or like
phone lights don't do it.
Yeah, or like a headlamp or something. There was other people that were doing it too that had that stuff, and they were like going through. Like, the caves were a lot bigger than I realized.
Yeah.
But we got to do a decent amount. At least getting down there was cool, and seeing some of the stuff. I liked feeling the drop in the temperature. Like, it was noticeably, okay, you're in the caves now. Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah, you get down there and it's, oh, this is a nice temperature now. And then you leave the cave and all of a sudden you feel a blanket of humidity.
Oh, yeah.
And warmth. And it's like, I feel gross now. But the caves are really nice. We saw some pigeons in the cave. We went into 2 different caves. The first one, we didn't get very far because it got pretty dark really quickly. The second one is the last cave. That's the one that has the opening. There's a couple openings to where light is allowed in, essentially.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. That was fun. It was like exploring.
Yep. So that was one of our favorite stops. From there was when we drove to Boise, and Boise was a nice area. What did you think of Boise?
I feel like Boise is what I pictured Denver used to be. It's a mountain, like there's mountains in the background, friendly people. It's fairly clean. The downtown area isn't that pretty.
There is a lot of homeless people.
Yeah.
On
Not
every
as much
corner.
as Denver though.
Oh, okay.
But overall, I think Boise's a really nice area. What did you think?
All of Idaho, really. I think Boise's in a nice spot where you're like in the city, but it doesn't feel too city.
Yeah.
And it's still not too far from all the other attractions that there are. So yeah, this is crazy. This is Idaho, guys.
This is Idaho.
There's a lot of different things to Idaho. I think Idaho's definitely been very surprising to us. One of the other things that we heard about Idaho is that just the quality of the meat is so good. Oh, Boise. Okay, yeah, we had a couple of food spots out here. Went to the West Side Drive-In. That was recommended as like the best finger steaks in Boise. So we're like, all right, let's go try these finger steaks again. And what did you think of those?
Delicious. They were really good. It was more batter than steak, I'll be honest.
Yeah, you were disappointed with that at first.
Yeah, but that flavor was there.
It was
Took
really
me to
good.
Flavor Town.
Their fry sauce had like pickles in it, and I did not like that. It tasted like Big Mac sauce, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of pickles, so I didn't really use the sauce. But their fries had a nice Cajun seasoning on it. That was cool. And it came as like a platter, so it was the finger steaks with the fries with a garlic bread piece. I don't know.
Garlic, yeah, why garlic bread?
I don't know, with the fry sauce and then cocktail sauce. We didn't use any of the sauces. But the finger steaks were good. The garlic bread was good.
Yeah, fries were good.
Yeah. And then the next day, we knew we wanted to hit some sort of steakhouse, so we found a place online.
What else did we get?
Oh my goodness, how could I forget? What else did we get?
We got
a fake potato.
You said a fake potato?
Well, that makes more sense.
So you guys know how they have those videos, is it real or is it cake? And they cut into it and say, oh, this is real. Oh, this is cake. We got a potato that was actually ice cream, and it was delicious.
It was so good.
It's vanilla ice cream on the inside. It's coated in cocoa powder to make it look like the skin. And then they put whipped cream
as the sour cream.
The only thing that they did that was like, that don't belong on a potato is they put peanuts on it. That wasn't right. But what did you think of it?
It was really good. I mean, I think it's just like a regular ice cream sundae, just shaped.
Just in a potato shape.
Yeah.
But they sliced it down the middle. You could see it looked like a potato.
Presentation was very nice and definitely worth it. I was glad we tried that.
Yes.
So then from there, we knew that we wanted to have some steak. And up until this point, the only real potatoes we had were fries, which one day we ate at Chick-fil-A while we were working, and those are the best Chick-fil-A fries I've ever had.
Yeah. They're damn good.
But I was like, okay, but I want a potato. So found a place on Google. There was a couple of different places we could try. Ray found a nice balance between like super fancy to casual. So we went to Lock, Stock, and Barrel. That was super nice. We got the dry aged New York strip in a poivre sauce. It was so good. Oh, and our side was the bacon and cheddar au gratin potatoes. And I've had au gratin potatoes before that they're typically like sliced up potatoes and they're like baked together. How would you describe these au gratin?
These were like roughly chopped potatoes, so they had all different kinds of shapes in them, but they were chunks.
It was so good. Like
with the cheese and the bacon.
I don't think I've had a potato that tasted 100% potato-y. I don't even know how to explain that.
Tasted clean.
Yeah, the whole meal, like the beef, it felt so good going into my body. But yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought the same.
Exactly.
I wouldn't use those words, but I thought the same thing.
That was really nice. Really good experience. And now we're headed towards Stanley, Idaho. We're passing through Lowman, and there's a hot springs out here, so we're trying to hit another hot springs before we make our way all the way towards Montana. That's our next stop. Yeah, anything else?
That's all I got.
What's your farewell words to Idaho?
We haven't left Idaho yet.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll save it for later. But so far, Idaho's been great.
Yeah.
Really, we've been telling everybody. And
Probably shouldn't.
I just can't believe that we almost didn't come here. That's wild. Oh yeah? You good?
I'm good.